In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to make a gift bag or a gift box with a scallop top. The template I'm going to demonstrate with today is very versatile in that it can make bags and boxes in this size, ranging all the way to the smallest one, which is something on the order of this. When I make bags and boxes out of cardstock, I prefer to call those boxes because they're much more rigid. But when I make them out of scrap paper, I call them a bag. And this is the largest bag that you can make out of the template I'm demonstrating. And this is basically the smallest one that you can make. So all in all, this one template I'm going to demonstrate to you can basically make about 18 different sizes and configurations. So this is how it works. It's designed to work with a standard piece of scrapbook paper, so there's minimal cutting and you can get the largest bag possible. So I place this on a piece of cardstock, and there's lines here and all kinds of things that you have to follow, guidelines, but it's quite simple to do. All I do is I trace this over here and I trace this area over here, and there's one more up here in the upper left hand corner. That's basically all I have to cut. If I want to make a scallop top box, which is what I'm doing here today, I will trace this right here. That's just a guideline for cutting. And now I have to just add my score marks, which are, there's a line here that I would score on. And I would do this on a soft surface with a scoring tool. I use a crochet needle quite often. And then there's a series of lines down here. And then across the bottom, 1 and 2. And that's basically all I have to do. And because it's designed to work with a 12 by 12, you can see there's only basically 3 areas I have to cut generally, 1, 2, and 3. To make the scallop top, you have to cut these other 2. So when you're done, you're going to end up with something like that. Now, the template's designed to work with a 12 by 12, so you want to apply this twice. You do this twice. We're going to fuse the papers together. This gives us the advantage of making larger bags instead of just small little pint-sized bags and boxes. Alright, so that's what you have when you're done. You cut that out, and when you're finished, you end up with something like this. And like I said, you need 2 pieces. So here's the colorful cardstock I'm going to be using today to make this scallop top box. Now you need to apply glue. So let me just show you a little bit more of this. So this is a fold over. My scallop cuts. This folds under. This folds under. And then the last one I have is over here like so. So you want to just make sure you've creased these firmly. Now this is the part. This is called the under flap, or some people call it the gusset. That's what we're going to be gluing to the other piece. So you want them to be situated in the same direction. So I have both gussets on the right side, and now I'm going to just glue them together like this. Normally I would use a glue stick or something a little bit more permanent, but just for the speed of the demonstration here, I'm just using this roll tape. So this part's fairly important. You want to make sure that you line that up to the top over here and down the entire fold that you've created. So you get it in position. That's that one. Now you have to apply a little bit of adhesive on this end. And now you bring these two sides together. This is another fairly important part, lining it up. You just want to make sure the top's aligned over here, and that we're going to align the edge across the bottom. And there I have it. Okay, now I've got a box with a hole in the bottom, and all I have to do is I have to just adhere these pieces together. You could do that, just do it very quickly, just to get the effect of everything, how it comes together. Now, normally I would use a different type of glue like I mentioned, just so that it would hold better. So now I have this box coming together like so. come into the middle of it, and I would just push it down in here. So you can see in just a few moments you can create these incredible boxes and bags using this template. And I want to point something else out, that this is a box. I call it a box again because I'm using cardstock. At this point you can add ribbons in here, raffia to secure this, and you might want to add reinforcement in the bottom. Just any old thing can work, cardstock, an old cereal box, just place some glue in there and drop it in. Now when you're making a bag, you want to fold down the top of the paper. So after you are done tracing the pattern like this, I would not be using the scallop for the bag. What you want to do is after you're done tracing, you would just fold over the top so that you have a little bit of a hem, giving you some reinforcement for the string handles here when you're working with paper. If you wanted to make a smaller bag or box using this template, this is how you would use the template to guide you to making smaller shapes, smaller sizes. I hold this on a dark piece of cardstock in hopes that it'll show up, but this template has little indices, little notches on the side, on both sides. They run down this side and they run down this side as well, and they're perfectly aligned with each other as we go through like this. So if you wanted to make a smaller bag, say for example one that was only this big, this is what you would do. You would trace the bottom of the template down here and here, and you would make this score line. Additionally, you can make these score lines too while you have the template in place. So then you would use these indices. So let's just say I wanted to make a bag that was only this tall. I would come over here and use the indices. They're little triangle pieces, and I would line it up over here, and there's another one right over here correspondingly, and now I'll have a bag that's going to be this size. So all you have to do is you have to trace the top. Trace across the top of the template. Now if you wanted to, I'll give you the extreme, if you wanted to come down here and make a bag that was only this tall, just a little scalloped boat bag, if you will, you line up these little indices so that the paper is right at the point of each one. It's hard to see, but this template comes with instructions and it'll show you exactly how to do that. But that's how you would get this one. So all you'd have to do is finish the top of this tracing, and you'd have a smaller pattern that you